LP SmartSide is relatively new to the upper Midwest, and with its ease of installation and natural good looks, it's no wonder it's growing increasingly popular with contractors and homeowners alike. Now let's catch up with product specialist Lance Olson from LP Building Products to see how this unique siding material is manufactured at their facility in Tomahawk, Wisconsin. Wow, Lance, that's quite a pile of logs you have out front.
No, it is. We've got a good amount of wood out there. The great thing about the wood that we use is it's all SFI certified. SFI stands for Sustainable Forestry Initiative. What that does for us is it assures us that all the wood that we use, the LP SmartSide Precision Series siding, is it ensures that it's coming from sources that are sustainably managed.
Sure, and what does sustainability mean? It means it's environmentally friendly, it's managed, if you put it, and it's ongoing. So this is actually a green product that we're going to see the manufacturing process today?
That's exactly right.
Okay, so the logs arrive on site. How is it turned into the LP SmartSide?
Well, the first thing that happens to a log is that it gets conditioned. It's conditioned so it comes in at the right moisture content and the wood is soft enough so we can take the bark off of the log. The bark goes into a separate part of the process so it can be used as fuel. The log itself gets turned into precisely shaped strands of wood, and those strands get dried and continue through the process and get turned into the finished product. Now, Stu, this is our master control room. This is really the control center that controls the entire manufacturing process. This acts like the central nervous system to the plant.
Well, I'm amazed at all the technology, the automation that goes on at this facility. Do you find it makes a better end product for the consumer?
Automation is important to us, and it's important to the SmartSide product. It allows us to be able to really drive in on precision and accuracy on the finished product, and consistency is very important.
Now, you can have the best technology in the world, but you must need some skilled technicians to operate it all as well.
We've got a great team of skilled people. We've got skilled technicians, skilled operators, and we really rely on them to monitor the process, measure the process, and follow through on the redundancy that ensures that the finished product is consistent and meets all of the target specifications that it has to meet.
Well, back at the wood chipper, you mentioned that the waste products or the byproducts went to heating the facility when needed. Others went and were chipped. And here's some of the samples of the chips. And you mentioned that there was a specific size that was needed. Why is that?
Basically, the shape of the wood strand is very important. That's what gives us the consistency of the substrate and the strength of the backbone. That's what makes the product as rigid as it is and as stable as it is. So when it goes onto the side of the house, it lays flat and holds true.
Okay, so the chips are very important. Once they come out of the chipper, are they ready to be formed into the product?
After they come out of the waferizing process where they're cutting the strands, then they go through a drying process. After they're cut, they're at about a fresh moisture content of roughly about 50%, give or take.
A lot of moisture in them.
There's a lot of moisture in them, and that moisture's got to come out. So it goes through the drying process, and they come out, based on wood species, they're going to be somewhere around 5, maybe 10%.
What's involved in that drying process? Was that those huge drums we saw?
It's large steel drums where the strands actually get suspended, they get tumbled, and during that process, the moisture is driven out of the wood.
Okay, so once you got them dried down to the specific moisture content, what's next in the process?
Once they're dried, then they go through the smart guard process where they're blended together with all the raw materials. Now, the important thing about the blending process and the raw materials is that it's really a centerpiece to our smart guard process, where we actually add an exterior rated binder. It really acts like an industrial strength glue that takes those strands and fuses or bonds them together into a very durable composite. In addition to that, and really a key part of the smart guard process, is our wood preservative treatment. It's an environmentally safe, EPA registered wood preservative recognized by the American Wood Preservers Association. And it's a proven effective wood preservative against wood destroying termites and wood decay. So the product can't rot.
So bottom line is you have a superior siding product for whether you're a homeowner, a business, whoever's going to put LP SmartSide on their home. They don't have to worry down the road about termites, about rot, about decay.
Gives them a very long-lasting siding product that's durable, comes with an industry-leading 50-year warranty, and it's going to give them long-lasting curb appeal for many years to come.
Well, you know, as I'm watching in the background the process take place, those look like pretty large mats of product. How is that turned into the LP SmartSide that we put up on a building?
Well, at this part of the Smart Guard process, we're actually taking the strands that have been treated and all blended together, mixed thoroughly. They get formed into a woven mat where the strands are woven together, and they're overlaid with a resin-impregnated paper. And then they go into a heated press, and under intense heat and pressure, that mat might be 6, 7, 8 inches is thick, maybe even thicker. That gets compacted down under intense heat and pressure down to thicknesses as low as 3/8 of an inch. After it's pressed, it comes out in a wide sheet about 16 feet long. Well, that's got to get trimmed down. So what we do is we trim the edges and the ends and cut it down into 4-foot by 16-foot sheets that you see here.
So here's the end product. It looks like a piece of trim.
That's right. This is our trim and fascia product.
You know, Lance, I've been on a lot of building sites, seen a lot of building products, and there's several of them I'd never dream of picking up in the middle. What is this, about a 16-foot length? I mean, they would snap if I tried to do that.
There's a lot of products out there that you really got to be careful about the way that you handle them. But this is a really robust product. Remember we were talking about how important that strand was and the size of that strand? Well, that strand is what makes this product so strong and stable and gives it the great strength to weight ratio that it has.
Now, there are a number of different types of products besides trim or fascia, right?
Right. We make a lab siding using this technology. We make a vertical panel siding that can go up in a single wall assembly and actually performs as a structural diaphragm to the wall assembly.
Really? So this is a strong enough product that it can be used in a structural situation?
Exactly. You take the panel siding, you put it up directly over the wood studs and that house wrap or that weather barrier, and it performs as a structural sheathing and as an exterior siding.
Well, the last thing I wanted to point out, I couldn't help but notice the wood grain finish. It's very realistic.
This wood grain texture is really an attribute of the product. It's a great feature. It really gives the real look of wood, but it doesn't have all those natural defects that come with solid wood. When we press this under that heat and pressure, we have plates in the press that actually press that deep wood grain texture into the product.
Well, it's been a fascinating tour throughout this facility. It's great to see how you take nature's product, the big logs, turn them into a green siding product. Thanks for giving us the tour and coming on today's show.
It was our pleasure, Stu.